Hey, welcome back to the Star Wars Armada Explained. I'm Karnak. Today we're going to review a title that is renowned, is feared, the Demolisher title. So the Demolisher title fits to the Gladiator-class Star Destroyer. How can you tell? You look at the bottom left-hand corner of the card, you will see the Gladiator Star Destroyer symbol down there. This card is Empire only. If you look at the opposite corner, you'll see the point value, which is 10. You will see the Imperial Empire symbol there, which means it's an Empire-specific ship only. The Demolisher title is unique. You can tell, you can see the little bullet point there in front of its name, which means you can only field one of these in your fleet. And the card reads, during your activation, you can perform one of your attacks after you execute your first maneuver. So in Star Wars Armada, for any other ship in the game, when you do your attacks, it's always you do your attacks before you conduct any movement. And then after you move, you can't do any attacks at all. Demolisher is the only title in the game that bends that rule and says this ship is allowed to conduct one attack after its first maneuver. So let's read. There are some errata and things I'm going to go over, so let's read those. So what is the errata of this card? It says, this upgrade card's effect should read, during your activation you can perform one of your attacks after you execute your first maneuver, because the card used to say after you execute a maneuver. And you could combo that with engine techs, and FFG felt that that was a little too excessive to allow for that ship to have. So they removed the ability for this card to combo with engine tech. So just so you guys know, Demolisher can only make its first attack, or the one attack, after a first maneuver, so your initial movement. Then it can make one attack, and then if you want to engine techs after that, you can, but you can't make your maneuver, engine techs, and then attack. That's not allowed. Let's read some more clarifications for it. And this is going to go over the same stuff. If Demolisher is equipped with engine techs, it cannot perform one of its attacks after it executes a maneuver granted by engine techs. Demolisher only affects one of the ship's attacks. It must perform its other attack during the attack step of its activation, or that attack is forfeited. In the Minefield's objective, if Demolisher is within range of a mine token after it executes a maneuver, it suffers the effect of that mine before it can perform its delayed attack. The attack is affected by any face-up damage cards dealt, and Demolisher cannot attack if it is destroyed. There is a unique situation where somebody said, "Oh, my Demolisher ended a move within the range of a mine in a minefield objective. The mine." He said, like, "Oh, the mine can't explode. I could do my attack first, and then the mine explodes." And FFG is like, "No, no, no. That's not how that works. The mine explodes first, and then if Demolisher is still alive after that, then it can do its attack." So let's, well, it can do its attack provided it draw like any, damage cards that may affect its ability to attack otherwise. So let's put this on the table. Let's see how this works. So Demolisher, again, as soon as you activate it, as soon as you reveal your command dial and you say this is what I'm using my dial for, you look around at a target, maybe there's another ship out of any one of its hull arcs, and you shoot it. Now remember, once you shoot from a hull arc, unless you're equipped with gunnery teams, you can't shoot from that hull arc again. The same thing still applies with Demolisher. Just because it moves doesn't mean it can still shoot from the same arc unless it has gunnery teams or it has the objective advanced gunnery objective token on it. In that situation, it can. But again, it can still only make one attack. You have to make one attack before you move, and then you can make one attack after your first movement. So in this situation, we're going to say, oh, you know what, there's a ship out to my side. I blast away at that guy. Oh man, there's this juicy Star Destroyer in front of me. I want to get to it and try to hit him too. So here now, you can commit to your first maneuver. And again, make sure you're abiding by whatever the maneuver chart is for the Gladiator, which is no yaw on the first one, and it's got a yaw on the second, and it's got a yaw on the third. Unless, again, you're resolving a navigation command, or maybe you're using Moff Jirjarod, or you have some other card abilities. Whatever you're using, again, you can only go speed 3. So we put him at speed 3. So we're going to say, oh, you know what? That Star Destroyer looks juicy. I'm going to execute that maneuver there. I've got a navigation dial that allows me to use one yaw, and I'm going to commit to this action right here. Then you remove the movement tool. Then you check for range, which in this situation, I'll be up, got that juicy side arc, and you blast away at that Star Destroyer, and you do some heckin' damage on him, and then if you don't have engine techs, you end your movement right there. You're done. But if you did have engine techs, then you could choose to activate it again as long as you have utilized a navigation command to proc its effect. Then you could use an engine tech to then move after that fact, like in this example. But again, you can't do your initial movement, then engine tech, and then shoot. It's not allowed. So that is the Demolisher title. Of course, if you feel like I got anything wrong or something isn't correct, please let me know. Make a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching.